So welcome to week 3 of the RED program with myself, Craig Williams, exercise referral instructor. And again, we're continuing with that volume increase of our stamina-based activities and our strength activities. Make sure you have water with you at hand if you want to drink, and to make sure that you use the RPE scale when prompted to assess your level of intensity and exertion. So let's start the warm-up. We start seated if you wish to do so, or you can start standing, and we're just getting that march, lifting up the heels of the feet just to try and pump that blood up through the legs, up through the heart, just get a bit of warmth. And we're going to bring in those arms as an encouragement. So we're going to drive those elbows back, keeping it at a right angle, just slowly increasing that range of mobility that you're able to get in that shoulder. And what you'll find as well, when you are moving your arms, you get a lot more warmth from it because you use your arms and legs together in this movement, which is fantastic. So nice and tall in the body, rolling those arms, pumping the heels, listen to your breathing. And we're going to bring it in, we're going to bring it into a thigh tap. So I'm going to lift my knee and tap the thigh. Lift the knee, tap the thigh. Okay, so again, if you're doing a standing, just be careful that you feel stable to do this. Seated, making sure that your posture is up nice and tall and you're away from the chair, the back of the chair. Okay, we don't want anybody slouching the back of the chair because that offsets any core work or abdominal work that you could be utilizing and benefiting during this exercise. Okay, going to bring those feet back down. I'm going to lift the heels up like so. Again, if you're banging in the back of the chair, just lifting the heels up and resting on the floor. So just flexing at the ankle, get a bit of mobility into that area, flexing down, just pumping the calves. Fantastic. Bring them through. And I'm going to extend that leg out just to tap the heel forward. Just to tap the heel forward. Just to allow the thighs just to fill with nice, fresh, circulated blood so they can feel a bit more warm and more pliable when we're doing all the more strength-based activities. There we are, so reaching forward, make sure you're sat at the end of the chair as well, nice little tip. Back into the march, rolling those shoulders, like so. Again, getting as much warmth as you possibly can in those arms. If you want to go a little bit quicker, you can do. Going to reach those hands forward now, like so, reaching through. Those elbows are naturally driving back past the waist. Okay, here we go. Into our thigh taps. So the lift of the knee, the tap of the thigh. Lift of the knee, tap of the thigh. If you feel that's a bit too comfortable, tap and use the wrist or the forearm, which encourages the lift of the knee a little bit more higher. Fab. So again, I hope you're well today. I hope your health is good. There we are. I'm going to go into our heel raises. This time I'm going to use a bicep curl as well with the heel raises. Again, just being aware of, again, your own health. Feeling a bit under the weather. Maybe obviously like not doing it today, or even taking down the intensity. So again, lifting up with the heels. Bicep curl. Going to bring those hands down. I'm going to tap the heel forward with a front raise. Tap the heel forward with a front raise. There we go. So we're not bringing the hands up any higher than our own shoulders. There we are. Staying at a nice level. Body up nice and tall. Back away from the chair. I'm going to bring those feet to a still Excellent. We're going to bring those hands facing up the ceiling. We're going to turn the body over to the left, keeping that posture nice and tall. Bring it back into the center, and we're going to turn ourselves over to the right, keeping ourselves nice and tall. Back into the center. One more time on either side. Twisting them over, nice and tall. Back into the center, over to the right. Nice and tall, back in the center. We're going to bring in some side taps, just tapping the foot out the side. Like so. If you're finding just the leg movement is okay with yourself, that's good. If you want to add in extra elements, so we can put in some hands to push forward in a chest press to make it a little bit more dynamic. Again, if you're standing, just be careful of your stability in what you can do. I'm going to bring it to a standstill there. Going to bring the hands aside. I'm going to slide down to the left gently, dropping the one shoulder, lifting the other. And then dropping down the right shoulder and lift up the left. Fantastic. And with those hands only, we're just going to lift up in front. Lift up in front. Like so. So our ladders, climbing the ladder. Reaching up. Again, if you're standing, just be careful of what you feel is comfortable. And we're going to make a change now to bring in that movement behind the back of the chair. So we're back into that march behind the back of the chair. Nice and tall in the body. Again, the arm is driving back. It's giving me a greater range in that shoulder. That's what I want. That's what I'm trying to, that's the gains I'm trying to get. So nice and tall. Again, you can keep your toe on the floor or you can keep your hand on the chair if you feel a bit more comfortable doing so. And you can slow down the movement. How is your RP looking right now? Do you feel a bit breathless? Do you feel absolutely A-okay? Again, make the adaptations needed for you to be just slightly challenged. Whew. Okay, so we're just going to have a little thigh tap. Again, you can still hold the chair if you wish to do so, or if you're standing away from the chair, the thigh tap, like so. Just a little encouragement of the knee to lift up and bring the foot up. Again, you can bring it to your wrist if you wish to do so, like so. And I'm going to bring into that side tap, tapping the foot out to the side. Again, you can use your arms as a bicep curl with the movement if you feel stable enough to do so. Or you can just use the one. Fantastic. Almost there. We're going to change it up now, this time. To little bends behind the chair. Little bends behind the chair. Little bends behind the chair. Or if you're seated, you can do kicks away. But remember, the RED program is designing to get you standing more and more if you can. So little bends, all my weight through the heels. Back into that march. So break it up. Nice march in. Again, you can be a little bit more vigorous if you wish to do so. Remember, this is a warm-up. We're trying to get warm. So you can go a little bit quicker with those arms. A little bit quicker with the march. Nice and tall with the posture. Up through the head. 3, 2, and go into a little tap back. So you can tap the foot behind. Again, you can hold on the chair if you feel you wish to do so. Tap the foot behind. Reaching back, open up the hip. Again, keeping the feet moving. Good stuff. Back into those side taps. So So the side taps out, out, out to the side. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo. Fantastic. Warming up those hips. Keeping your body nice and central. Got 1 minute left after this. And we go back into those little squats again. Just bend behind the back of the chair. Bend behind the back of the chair. Bend behind the back of the chair. Okay. Warm up done. Grab yourself some water, have a little rest, and then let's get us started for round one of our routine. So with round one, remember, we have our 6 exercises. We have our march on a spot, which has gone up from 2 minutes to 3 minutes now. We have sit to stand, which has gone up to 10 repetitions. We have front raises up to 10 repetitions. Upright rows, which go up to 10 repetitions. We have our side leg lifts or taps up to 10. And then our final marching, which again is 3 minutes. So we've increased our strength exercises by 2 repetitions. And we've increased our stamina base by an extra minute. So it's progression. That's what we want to do. So get yourselves in the position where you're standing behind the chair. You can hold on the chair for our marching for 3 minutes. Hope you're ready. Let's get going. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. So a nice 3 minute march. Again, you take your arms or hands off the chair. Elbows bent, nice and tall up in the body. That's what we want to see. Nice postures. Nice movement. Nice control. Again, you can keep your toes on the floor if you wish to do so, and just lift your heels. Just lift your heels. Which is a little bit more lower impact. And again, it allows you to still lift the knee up in front with a more comfortable, cushioned landing of the foot. Okay. So again, check in. Check in on the RPE scale. Where are you? You feeling warm? Because you should be. So nice and tall. Listen to your breathing. How is that sounding, or how is that feeling? Listen to your heart rate. Is it starting to beat a little bit quicker? Is it starting to work a little bit harder? So all these little telltale signs that we can see that the intensity, or that we are working a little bit harder than we're used to. You know, you might feel a bit more warm around the collar, back of the neck, a little bit of perspiration maybe. All telltale signs that we're starting to get or work a little bit more harder. Okay? So we're doing well. We're well over halfway of the 3 minutes. Again, if you need to slow it down, have a breather, slow it down a little bit. You might want to take your arms out of the equation to allow yourself to have a breather. Alright, and this is where you should check your RPE scale, whether you need to slow down or whether you're comfortable. And then get back into it if you feel comfortable. So have a little recovery there. I'm going to get back into it. This home stretch of the first exercise. So again, I roll of the shoulder, keeping the body nice and tall, making sure chest forward, tummy muscles in. Nice rhythmical movements. Almost there. Keep it going. Okay, stop it there. Good stuff. So again, check your breathing, check how you feel, have a drink, have a rest, and let's get ready for the next exercise. So the next exercise is sit to stand. We have 10 repetitions now. We've increased from 6 to 8 to 10 now in our third week. So again, draw those feet behind your knees. Make sure you're sat at the front of the chair, hands on the thighs, and then we're going to stand nice and tall and then sit down safely and comfortably. Okay, let's go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remember, if you need a rest, rest if you wish to do so. 9, 10. Okay. Take it back down to that chair. Remember, that's quite a tiring workout itself, that exercise of using the legs. So if you need rest, please do so. Okay, next exercise. So we got our front arm raises. We got 10 altogether. Hands by the side, and they don't come any higher than the shoulder. So off you go. So nice high, stretching those arms forward as well. Nine, one more for me, 10, and rest it down. Okay, good. So the next exercise now is our upright rows. I slightly move my feet a little bit wider, bring the hands in the middle, and remember we lift our elbows high and keep the hands low. So we're working the kind of the top parts areas of the back muscles which engage our kind of our kyphotic movement or our back with the neck, so it draws back those shoulders and it gives us a bit more flatter back and more supported back. Okay, so the hands come in the middle. Again, elbows high, hands low. 3, 2, 1, off we go. Again, the hands do not become any higher than my chin. They're floating around my chest bone. Seven, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Good stuff. Okay, have a drink, have a breather if you need one. I'm going to move on to our next exercise. So our next exercise that we've got is our side leg lifts or side taps. Again, I'm giving you the option here because again, you might not feel comfortable raising that foot off the floor high enough or just raising off the floor. So I'm giving you the option here because you might find raising the foot off the floor is still a little bit uncomfortable or unstable for you, and that's fine. You just might want to just stick to a side tap where you're just touching the floor out the side. Okay, so we've got 10 on either side, so we are working each leg individually. So when you're ready, off you go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and relax. Remember to keep your body up nice and tall in the middle. Alright, and you're only going to where it feels comfortable. Don't push through and try and go too high. It's unnecessary. All we're trying to do is engage the hip muscles. So off you go again. Seven, 8, 9, one more for me, 10, and relax. Okay, so you're going to feel a little bit of ache in the hips. That's fine. If there's more than just an ache, again, you might want to rest or reduce the number of repetitions you do, or even reduce the range of movement that you are moving in. Okay, so we come to our next exercise, which is marching for 3 minutes. Remember, grab yourself a drink, have a rest if you need to. So get yourself in your position. Okay, nice and tall in the body. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Let's get warm. So again, as we did at the start, in the first marching, we just lifted the heels. Kept the toes on the floor, all right? But if you feel more encouraged, bring the foot off the floor. Again, the same with the arms, bring the arms into play. Keep that body up nice and tall, high, up through the crown of the head. Good posture. Here we are, nice and tall. Nice marching. Remember, if you don't need to use the chair, don't. Just have it there on standby, just in case you need to put a hand out, just to stable yourself a little bit during that motion. Okay, so we're just over a minute gone, 2 minutes remaining. Again, you might want to check your RPE. Where do you feel you're at right now? What's your intensity? Do you feel that your breathing is getting a little bit stressed? So you're roughly around about the 5 level, where maybe your conversation is getting a little bit broken and you have to maybe just grab 1 or 2 breaths as you're speaking. Or do you find obviously yourself just getting a little bit warm and you can maintain a conversation like this, which is about, say, 4, probably 4 or 5. Or is it a little bit higher? And if it is a little bit higher, where you're panting and you're really stressed and breathless, then you may wish to either slow down the march or even stop, okay? So again, you are managing your intensity right now. And this is just giving you the skill set for you to literally do most exercises and tailor it for yourself. Almost there, ladies and gents. Again, if you're feeling good, again, keep that swing of the arm. You can speed up the feet if you wish to do so. Again, that chair is always there just in case. Almost there. Stay with me. Okay. Okay, well done, ladies and gents. Grab yourself some water, have a little rest, and we'll come back to our round 2. So remember, with your rest, it's a good opportunity to, again, have a drink of water, check in with yourself, see how you actually feel and how any of those exercises feel different from the last time that you've done them. Give yourself about 2 minutes for a rest, and then when you're ready, start back in for that round 2. Okay, so back in for round 2, ladies and gents. We're going to start back off with our 3-minute march, followed then by our 10 sit-to stands, our 10 front raises, 10 upright rows, 10 side leg lifts, and then our final 3-minute march. Okay, so we've done well so far. Let's keep it going and let's keep motivated. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's get ourselves started back on that 3-minute march. Get those feet moving. Get the warm blood flowing in through those muscles. Again, keep yourself up nice and tall. You're going to roll those shoulders. Use those arms. Whew. Again, we're trying to train the cardiovascular system, the heart, the lungs, so that it gives us more stamina, when doing exercises, doing activities around our house, which predominantly gives us more independence in the long run and more mobility. So this is why it's so important. So again, keeping yourself marching nice and tall through the body. Again, just be careful if you're wilting to prop yourself back up nice and tall. If you need to use a chair to help yourself do that, please do so. Don't be highly reliant on that chair to keep up your torso. We want to try and bring those back muscles engaged. Okay, so while even with training our stamina, we are still asking other muscles to participate, whether it's our core stability muscles, or if it's back muscles in the posture. So that we're killing two birds with one stone, if you pardon the pun. Okay, so we're just coming over halfway. Again, you might want to check your RP scale now, because 3 minutes is a long time, and we want to gauge our effort, gauge the intensity that we are working at. If you find this is comfortable, again, you might want to speed up those arms and the swing of the elbow, and maybe even lifting the feet a little bit higher off the floor. If you find it a little bit challenging, slow it down a little bit. You might even want to take away the arms from the movement, just using the feet. Alright, so just use this for a couple of seconds if you're feeling if it's a bit too tough, and then when your breathing has settled, just get back into it with the arms to elevate that breathing once again. Nice and tall. Focusing on that posture. So remember, these are little opportunities for where you can practice these muscle and structural engagements, and then we can put them into play in everyday living situations. Okay, almost there. 3 minutes is a long old time. Okay, well done. Okay, so let's move straight into our next exercise. Again, checking your breathing, check if you need a drink. Okay, so again, sit at the end of the chair, feet not in front, feet behind, okay? And again, don't sit at the back of the chair, because that makes this exercise even more difficult. Sit at the front of the chair, feet behind the knees, hands on the thighs. We have 10 repetitions to complete. When you're ready, let's do this. 2, 4, again, check in how your legs feeling. 8, 9, one more, 10. Good stuff. Okay, so we're into our next exercise now, which is our front arm raises. Hands to the side, and we bring these hands up to shoulder height, no higher, okay? Or we bring it to where the weaker arm can only go. Okay, so if my weaker arm is my right arm, that's as far as I can go. I bring the stronger arm down to it. So off we go. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10, and relaxing there. Okay, let's roll straight through to the next exercise, which is the upright rows. Slightly parting the feet, hands just obviously dangling between the legs, elbows high, hands low, and when you're ready, off we go. 3, 6, 6. Make sure those elbows are high. 9. One more. 10. And relax them down. Good stuff. So that's the shoulder and arm ability out of the way. Let's move on to the next exercise. So we've got our side leg taps or side leg lifts. Okay, the choice is your own. So when you're ready, let's go do 10 good lifts. Off you go. So remember, they don't have to be too high. It's just the weight. Lifting through. One more. Relax. And again, if I just move the chair to the side. Nice and tall through the body. Okay, good. Okay, so our last exercise now, 3 minutes marching on a spot. So when you're ready, get yourself in position, get yourself marching, and off we go. So our last 3 minutes, last exercise, marching through, nice and tall, up through the body, through the temple, through the crown. Again, the chair is there just in case I need it, so I can still march nice and upright with a swing of the elbow, as you can see. Bringing that body nice and tall. Breathing nice and relaxed. Feeling the changes from the exertion that's happening. The change in temperature, change in warmth in your body. Maybe the deeper breaths that you're needing to take. Maybe a slight uncomfortableness in muscles, bit of fatigue probably. And again, just take all that information on board, ready for you to understand and maybe make decisions with progression of your exercise, whether to slow it down, speed it up, use greater ranges of movement. Again, if you have to slow it down a little bit. If you need a breather, check that RP scale. We're just over halfway. The fatigue will be here, as is the last exercise of the session. Again, if you feel like you want to go a little bit quicker, go a little bit quicker. Just be careful of the changes in intensity. Again, if you want to bring the knees a little bit higher, just be careful of your stability. And again, be aware of that high impact now that's happening when the knee comes a little bit higher. Sometimes you just want to explore both elements, where there's a high knee lift or where there's keeping the toe on the floor, and you can speed your arms a little quicker, a little bit more brisk. Okay, almost there, last furlong. Keep it going. You can do it. I'm feeling warm now. Okay, well done, ladies and gentlemen. Give yourselves a round of applause, grab yourself a drink, pull up a chair, and let's have a fantastic cool down. You've done really well. Good stuff. Okay, so good session. It's really positive. again, we're going forward with the program, which is what we want, and we're building volume. We're building the amount of activity that we can achieve with our level of fitness. What we're going to do now, we're going to cool down the body. We're going to slow down our movements to allow the heart just to settle back in its normal rhythm. And we're going to use this opportunity while the muscles are warm, joints are nice and supple, to increase the ranges of movement and mobility, and look at our flexibility with our stretching. Okay, so we're going to raise the arms up straight, the little march of the feet in the chair. Fantastic. We're going to push from the chest, so we're looking just to keep the range of movement in that shoulder, in the shoulder blades, the elbow. And we're going to bring in now with a tap of the foot, and we're going to bring a bicep curl in. So a tap of the foot and a bicep curl in. So we're keeping the blood flowing, keeping ourselves warm during this cool down period, but the movements now have become a little more gentle and more accommodating. Okay, we're going to tap that foot out nice and long, stretching out through. Keeping yourself again away from the back of the chair, engaging those core muscles. And what we're going to do now, we're going to bring that left foot forward, lift the toe up, or the foot, both hands on the bent leg, and we're going to ease the body forward gently, keeping the chest up, and we want to listen for the stretch at the back of the calf. Bear in mind, you should be sat at the front of the chair, and my bum is just perched on the edge of the chair, not sat in the deep recess or back of the chair. And again, I'm going to tap forward. Changing that leg to the right leg to pull the toe up, both hands on the bent, supported leg, and again, I'm going to tilt forward gently, chest staying up, feeling the stretch on the back of the calf. And relax. We're going to tap the foot out to the side. I'm going to bring a little bit of hip work into it. And then I'm going to bring those feet forward once more, but we're going to keep the toe pointing away from the body. So when we stop that left foot like so, the toe is pointing away, we ease forward again onto the bent leg, supporting foot, and this time I'm going to stretch at the back of the thigh, so we're stretching the hamstring. Changing that leg nice and gradually. Remember, we look to hold these stretches for about 15 seconds, and we gradually build them up to about 30 seconds. Fantastic. Again, little march on the spot. Just loosen them up. Loosen up the shoulders. Again, you're going to reach up if you want to. Bring a little bit more activation into those shoulders. I'm going to bring those hands just onto the thighs. I'm going to roll the shoulders back. Big circles. Let's encourage those circles by using the elbows. So we're going to roll back with those elbows. A couple of circles. And then I'm going to roll forward. Okay, with that right arm, I'm going to bring over the top. We're going to apply a little lift with the other hand on the back of the elbow. Stretching the back of the tricep. Relaxing it down. I'm going to bring the same arm across the body, finding the elbow 2 inches up, and we're going to ease that arm into the chest. So I'm opening the shoulder once more. relax that arm down, roll it around, loosen up a little bit more. Bring that left arm in, lift it up to the ceiling, again supporting with my opposite arm. Holding roughly about 15 seconds, bring it down. Bring that same arm across your body, find the elbow, 2 inches up. I'm going to ease that arm into your chest. My arm stays straight. And relax. Again, roll the shoulders around. Like so. Bring your hands aside. We're going to slide down to the right. Dropping the one shoulder, lifting the other. Slide down to the left, dropping the one shoulder and lifting the other. Like so. Bring your hands to the center. You're going to draw your right elbow back so it twists your shoulders. Bring it back in. Draw your left arm back. Bring it back in. Both hands at the base of the back or the chair. Close your shoulder blades, push your chest forward. Relax. Cross your both palms, push them forward, tuck the chin down your chest. Like so. I'm going to push those hands up to the ceiling. Like so. And the last one, just sense the feet. Relax the shoulders. Nice gentle breaths. Just allow yourself just to relax. Relax that breath even more. And just take a calm, peaceful feeling with you into your day. Well done, everybody, and thank you for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed the session. And I hope you're getting a lot of positivity out from the progression that you are achieving. Let's roll on to the next program, and I'll see you then. Take care.